Good evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Amanda Peralta.
And I'm Greg Lloyd. Amanda and I thank you for watching WGXA News at 5:30. Our top stories tonight: protesting family members of prisoners housed at the Bibb County Jail continue speaking out over what they call inhumane conditions. Their protests have gotten the attention from some local leaders who are now questioning what's happening behind the walls of the jail. We want to hear what you think. Do you think improving jail conditions should be a priority here in Bibb County? Scan the QR code on your screen to participate in our interactive poll.
One Middle Georgia woman facing tough times as she says finding her next home it's impossible to get help from the community agencies in Houston County. 70-year-old Candace Mitchell says after losing family members, she's now facing eviction. She says aside from one church, no community agencies have answered her pleas for help.
And researchers in a national study identified the Macon area as one of the most deadly when it comes to breast cancer. Mortality rates for Macon and surrounding Middle Georgia counties are among the highest in America. Doctors say this information can help them individualize treatment plans.
Download the WGXA News app or go to WGXA.tv for more on today's top stories.
Well, it was a tense day on Capitol Hill as lawmakers spent hours today attacking the Attorney General.
The hearing focused on the fairness, or as critics allege, lack of it by the Justice Department in light of high-profile prosecutions involving Donald Trump and also President Biden's family. Chief Political Correspondent Scott Thuman has both sides.
Swear affirm under penalty of perjury.
The nation's top law enforcement official, Attorney General Merrick Garland, in a congressional lion's den Wednesday, accused by Republicans of running a two-tiered system of justice.
They see the DOJ, of course, aggressively prosecuting President Biden's chief political rival, Mr. Trump, while at the same time, they see slow walking and special treatment given to the president's son. That's just a fact that everybody can see with their own two eyes.
I am not the president's lawyer. I will add, I am not Congress's prosecutor.
They allege Garland intentionally took so long with Hunter Biden's tax evasion investigation that the statute of limitations ran out, essentially erasing the case. Donald Trump's biggest offenders also going after Jack Smith, Garland's special counsel, and Garland's appointment of David Weiss, who they say has been soft on Hunter Biden.
And he's the one you appointed to pursue the charges that could implicate Joe Biden. That leads me to only two explanations, either corruption or incompetence. So which is it?
Mr. Weiss was the Republican-appointed United States attorney appointed by President Trump.
Do you at least see the obvious double standard?
Democrats mostly defending him.
You are decent, they are not. You are fair, they are not.
The reputation for the Justice Department is on the line when they have these incredible high-profile investigations. The public needs to have confidence that the DOJ is following the law and the facts, that they're not prosecuting somebody for politics.
All of this setting the stage for next Thursday when the House will hold its first impeachment inquiry hearing on President Biden. And reports indicate that Republicans want to subpoena Hunter Biden as well as the president's brother. On Capitol Hill, I'm Scott Thuman.
Hunter Biden will plead not guilty to federal gun charges as expected.
Indeed, Amanda, and he's asking for a virtual initial court appearance rather than appearing in federal court in Delaware. The president's son was indicted by special counsel David Weiss on 3 charges centering around a 2018 gun purchase, while prosecutors say Biden was a drug user. The charges come after a heavily scrutinized plea deal fell apart in July. Hunter Biden's finances and business dealings remain under investigation.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is now refusing to commit to a vote on a short-term spending bill that would avert a government shutdown. Here's more from Capitol Hill.
House Republicans setting the stage for a government shutdown on Wednesday, just a day after the GOP failed to come together on a procedural vote on a defense spending bill. Conservative lawmakers trying to draw a line in the sand, with some members refusing to talk at all about a short-term spending bill. They want to go right into passing the normal 12 appropriations bills. But first, they want a top-line number on the budget from leadership.
The CR that everyone has been talking about this week, it's dead on arrival. We all are in agreement that we want to see the 12 appropriations come to the floor.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy now refusing to say if he's going to bring the continuing resolution up for a vote on Thursday as planned. He knows there are plenty of members who will vote against it, but failing to pass a short-term bill would almost certainly mean a government shutdown. It's highly unlikely Congress could pass 12 appropriation bills in 11 days.
They want to move to the appropriations bill. So is that going to happen, or are we going to try to move a CR?
There were a lot of Republicans that they never vote for our speaker either. Anytime we have an obstacle, let's not quit.
Meanwhile, more pressure now coming from the Senate to get something done and done quickly.
Nobody wants to see a shutdown. That doesn't benefit anyone. And I'm hopeful that in the end, as the pressure starts to mount, the House will be able to figure out how to execute on something.
And Speaker McCarthy tells Fox that he will get a CR done. He just can't promise it'll happen this Thursday as planned. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Husney, Fox News.
We are one day closer to a government shutdown, and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is still struggling to get his conference on the same page. A procedural hurdle on a defense spending bill failed, as did a continuing resolution cobbled together this week. Options are limited, but he's down to possibly tossing all conservative demands into one CR, working with Democrats, or doing nothing. The Senate likely will gut whatever comes out of the second option. For his part, the Speaker says it's business as usual.
The members are already in the meeting. I think we're making some progress. We made some progress last night. Look, it's not September 30th. The game is not over, so we continue to work through it. And I've been at this place many times before, and we're going to solve this problem.
The Speaker referenced House GOP leaders have until the end of the month. Key programs like the FAA and farm bills would likely expire if a shutdown were to happen.
The second Republican presidential debate is a week from today, and the list of candidates on stage is dwindling as former President Donald Trump's polling lead widens.
Now, 6 campaigns have announced that their candidates qualified for next week's debate in California. Governor Ron DeSantis, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, former Vice President Mike Pence, and former Governor Chris Christie, along with Senator Tim Scott. Now, Trump says he's not going. According to CNN, some GOP donors worry the window is closing for a Trump alternative to emerge.
Let's check in with the Skywatch weather forecast with a bit more clouds today, but still some nice low humidity.
We are loving it, aren't we, Amanda? No, everyone else is. And meteorologist Ryan Mirando, you are tracking it all for us right now in the Weather Center.
Yeah, we are, Greg, Amanda. We're out right now to Macon with our Wilson Bryant Heating and Air Skycast Network. This is a time lapse of today. Notice we kind of had some intervals of clouds and sun, but as the day progresses, more of those high thin cirrus clouds have come over, kind of getting rid of some of the blue sky, adding more of that gray. We got up to 85 degrees today, just 2 degrees below average, but dew points generally in the upper 50s and low 60s. So still into that refreshing, comfortable air mass, really not feeling a whole lot of humidity in the air. But these clouds are going to be sticking around for the rest of tonight. What they're going to do, they're going to act like a blanket. So it's warmer, only down to 64 degrees in Macon. So temperatures tomorrow morning, about 7 degrees warmer than today. But also tomorrow we'll have lots of clouds around, starting temperatures in the upper 60s, going up to the mid 80s by the afternoon. We could have a few isolated showers around tomorrow. I'll break down who sees the highest chances for rain coming up in the full Skywatch weather forecast. Greg?
Thank you, Ryan. Now's a great time to download the WGXA weather app. It couldn't be easier, folks. We can just scan the QR code there on your screen, download it straight to your smartphone or smart device. Ryan is back in less than 20 minutes with that 10-day forecast.
A change of course for the Biden administration.
Yeah, Amanda, White House officials are no longer traveling to Detroit to help with the auto strikes. Grady Trimble has the story.
Another day on the picket line for some 13,000 workers striking at auto plants in Michigan, Missouri, and Ohio. Why are you out here?
More money, better benefits, shorter work hours, better life.
And the United Auto Workers Union says more members could walk out if it doesn't reach a deal by Friday with the big 3 automakers, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. All 3 say they're negotiating in good faith, yet progress in the talks is slow.
We're just asking for, just to be fair, you know? That's all we're asking for. I mean, cost of living is outrageous nowadays.
The Biden administration had plans to send acting Labor Secretary Julie Su and senior White House advisor Gene Sperling to help with the talks this week. It scrapped those plans, however, after the UAW said it didn't need the help. UAW President Shawn Fain doesn't seem to want any politicians involved, When news broke that former President Donald Trump was planning to visit Michigan next week, Fain released a statement saying, quote, "Every fiber of our union is being poured into fighting the billionaire class and an economy that enriches people like Donald Trump at the expense of workers." Striking workers are standing by Fain's negotiating strategy, many of them telling us they trust him and are ready for the long haul if the walkouts continue past Friday.
I'm prepared. Whether they do it or not, I'm prepared.
We're already seeing the ripple effects of the strike. The automakers and some of their suppliers have laid off a combined thousands of workers. In Wayne, Michigan, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
The Federal Reserve says it will keep interest rates as they are while they wait for more data on inflation, leaving open the potential for one more increase before the end of the year.
One thing making their job difficult is the rising cost of oil. Atra El-Nashar explains from the impact from Washington.
Decisions made about oil production across the world sending ripple effects through the United States and making life hard for the central bankers whose mandate is to bring inflation down.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell announcing Wednesday they're holding interest rates steady after a marathon of hikes that sent mortgage rates north of 7%. Now they wait and watch to see how it impacts people's spending, hoping it slows down, bringing prices down with it.
Prices are still going up, just not as fast as they were.
Greg McBride, chief financial analyst at Bankrate, explains the inflation picture is changing due to a rapid rise in oil and gas prices. The national average for a gallon of regular was $3.87 on Wednesday, with oil prices hovering above $90 per barrel.
And gasoline prices by themselves were responsible for more than half of the increase in the consumer price index during the month of August,
threatening to spill over into the cost of other goods and services.
Saudi Arabia and Russia's decision to extend oil production cuts through the end of the year, on top of other OPEC Plus cuts through the end of next year, have analysts worried oil could reach $100 per barrel. Here's Chevron CEO Mike Wirth.
Supply is tightening, inventories are drawing. These things happen gradually. You can see it building, and so I think the trends would suggest that we're certainly on our way.
This week, Saudi Energy Minister Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman pushed back on accusations the kingdom is trying to jack up prices to bolster its economy. Back in the U.S., domestic oil production is expected to hit record highs this year and next, according to Energy Department data. But oil is priced on a global market, keeping gas prices at home high and a hot topic in the 2024 race.
Our target goal is 2025. We want that gas at $2 a gallon.
Current market forces keeping that goal out of reach. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar reporting.
Small business owners are starting to feel a lot better about the economy, suggesting a soft landing might be in sight. According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Small Business Owners Confidence Index, which measures their confidence levels, 66% say their business is in good health, a 10-point increase from last quarter, and 71% expect revenue to increase next year. Even better, 33% say the economy is still in good health, a 9-point jump from the first quarter. This as the Fed weighs what's next for the economy, more hikes or to stay the course.
Coming up, a new season of MasterChef starts tonight. We take an early look at the intense competition after the break.
Well, the MasterChef United Taste of America competition has all led up to this one final challenge and one winner named America's Next MasterChef.
Ashley Dorvick caught up with the judges when they filmed the finale and has a preview.
MasterChef Season 13 brought all the ingredients for an exciting season. And now it is time for the finale, and we are here on set with a preview of what's coming up.
Last 2 minutes, guys. Here we go. 2 minutes.
Final three-course meal. What do you say is step one?
Step one to the finale three-course meal for me is about personality. The restaurants are built with success through personalities, atmosphere, and their DNA. And so this is really important for them to make sure that they really put themselves on a plate. Don't go too fancy to begin with, and build that momentum. Great tasting appetizer. Lock it in with the entree, and then give us that once-in-a-lifetime dessert that really keeps us talking for months on end.
Perfect. How much do you take into account the journey, how much they've learned, or you can notice that they took your advice by this finale?
It's fundamental. To get to the finale, you have to have an evolution. You have to evolve as a cook. You have to listen to us. And we're only going to make you better, right? So we want to see the arc of the journey.
And it has to be spectacular, and it has to be worthy of the MasterChef brand. It has to look like something that you never thought could be achievable.
It's also a big moment for the judges, naming America's Next MasterChef.
I take this thing incredibly serious, and you see this transformation from these young, incredible amateurs. And then through the trials and tribulations of MasterChef and all those challenges, 4 months later, they turn into pros. I'm a very firm mentor. I give a lot. I expect a lot. And so it's quite an emotional journey for me to see them being crowned.
3, 2, 1. Tune in for the MasterChef Season 13 United Tastes of America season finale right here on Fox. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And despite some of the cloud cover around today, we still have some pretty comfortable humidity that's over top of us. And we're going to continue our breeze out of the east-northeast, which pulls down drier air. So dew points are still going to be really below 60 degrees, even in the upper 50s by the weekend for Saturday and Sunday. So really feeling that nice, comfortable, refreshing humidity for the next 5 days. Temperatures, though, could begin to tick up by the weekend. Let's go live on our Wilson Bryant Heating and Air Skycast Network. Looking out to Mercer University, a lot of these high, thin cirrus clouds have been streaming in. It's kind of diminishing some of the blue skies, a little bit more gray out there now. We still have that breeze out of the east right now, kind of wedging in some of the cool air up against the mountains in North Georgia. Temperature-wise, pretty spectacular. 81 degrees right now in Macon, down from a high of 85, which is 2 degrees below average. 79 right now in Gray, 81 in Montezuma, and 80 degrees right now in McRae. But those dew points, even today, into the low 60s and upper 50s, so it's really not feeling very humid outside at this point. Satellite and radar, though, showing that we have these clouds that are building in, and these will be lingering around for the rest of tonight, and they're going to act like a blanket. So temperatures tonight not nearly as cool. Instead of being in the upper 50s, we'll be in the mid 60s. 64 degrees tomorrow morning in Macon, 66 in Warner Robins, 66 in Roberta, 67 degrees in Hawkinsville, and 66 in Sandersville, stepping out for your Thursday morning. And Thursday will look a lot like today, with clouds around, mostly dominating the sky. 69 degrees at 7 o'clock, 80 degrees at 1, going for a high of 84 degrees. Now, we could have a stray shower or two around, but many areas will be staying dry. I think the best chance of seeing any rain will be generally southeast of Macon. We'll have a few kind of blips on the radar with some light green. Not a lot out there, though, but any chances of seeing rain, the best shot of that will be kind of south and east of Macon throughout the day, but not everyone will see the rain for tomorrow. Then we're watching this coastal low, which looks to move up the east coast for the end of the weekend. So I think it'll stay off the coast enough where we don't get any of the rain, but it'll really pick up the breeze. We'll be back in the sunshine, up to a high of 85 degrees on Friday. It continues to move up the coast for the first half of the weekend, and the farther it moves away, the less wind we'll have. So Saturday, a diminishing wind, still have a good amount of sunshine with a high also up to 85 degrees. And in your 10-day forecast, lots of clouds for tomorrow. Most of us are staying dry, but there could be a stray shower southeast of Macon up to 84 degrees. Tomorrow morning, not nearly as cool. Friday, though, we're back in the sunshine. It'll be breezy, winds gusting up to about 15 miles per hour, so not anything too blustery, up to 85. Fall officially arrives on Saturday morning at about 2:50 in the morning, so waking up for the weekend, it'll officially be fall, up to 85 degrees, a good amount of sunshine. Sunday's looking really nice, lots of sun, low humidity, a little bit warmer, up to 87 degrees, and even next week, it's going to be pretty nice, up to 88 88 on Monday, partly cloudy. Tuesday, we'll be watching a cold front that could bring us some scattered showers on Tuesday, 86, and Wednesday, a few isolated thunderstorms around with a high of 84. And lastly, here's your Harrison's Body Shop fishing game forecast, peaks 6:20 a.m. and 7:20 p.m. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Thigpen, and we're here again today at All About Animals Rescue here in Macon Bibb. I'm joined again today with Lisa, and also Ellen is joining us. She is a volunteer here, and guess who we're going to tell you about today?
We have more puppies.
Puppies.
Puppies. We are kind of overrun with puppies, and we love puppies, but we don't want them to grow up here at the shelter. We want them to find their forever home. Say, I'm about 3 months old. Look how calm.
Very calm,
Oh my
very
gosh,
sweet.
Like the perfect puppy, maybe a shepherd mix. So I'll be a little bit bigger.
Oh,
but
yeah.
For puppy, like I said, very calm puppy. Say, I'm just really good and I'm ready to find my forever home.
And you said about how old?
We have lots of puppies here, but we have another group of puppies, and this group is probably about 3 months old.
3 months old, so you will have this dog basically from a puppy on, so you got many years with him. So if someone would like to adopt, and you can name him whatever you want to name him as well. So if they would like to adopt this dog, how would they do that?
Your best friend for life is waiting right here.
That's right.
Send us a message on Facebook, All About Animals Rescue. Let us know you saw the puppies on Facebook, and on TV, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible.
All right, let's go ahead and do that today. Let's find this puppy and all the other puppies here, or any dog that they have. They've got quite a few that need a home. Let's do that today. Thank you, Lisa and Ellen.
Thank you so much.
Well, this cheesy online challenge has been stretched into a world record. The Doritos Corporation scaled up the viral TikTok trend known as cheese pulling, where challengers lift cheesy food items without snapping the string of cheese. Now, the record attempt involved a helicopter and a 14-foot tall replica of nachos and cheese in Somerset, England. Now, the monster-sized chip was pulled 49 feet without snapping the cheese string. It took more than a month, by the way, to plan with help from cheese scientists. You guys didn't know that about cheese scientists. And social media star Sam Thompson. The World Talent Organization deemed Doritos as the new record holder and presented a certificate to Thompson, a cheese scientist. I'd go for that. Blue cheese, cheddar cheese. I love cheese.
Yeah, they're like experts on all things cheese.
Yeah, I love that.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm like kind of getting like, I hate men, I hate it when men. I'm like, what are they doing?
What are you talking about?
What are they doing?
Jeez.
What are you talking about? Aren't you a man?
Oh my gosh.
I am a man.
Yeah,
What are they
and
doing?
I am,
What
so
is
I'm
this
wondering-
social media person doing for clicks? They're like getting a helicopter with giant nachos for a cheese string thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You,
I just
you
feel
pull
like
it. I don't even have
the biggest
TikTok,
weight.
but
So
you pull the
I don't know,
cheese.
to reiterate, I'm not sure if you were listening.
I was
he has
listening.
to pull it without breaking the string.
Well, see, what I want to know is
I'm just
on
like,
the
what?
real challenge for food, you know, when you're not doing it with a helicopter, what's the longest somebody's been able to do it? I mean, so, you know, like you're with your nachos. So I guess people are recording that on TikTok.
Well, I honestly get really annoyed when I'm eating nachos and it doesn't just come off. I don't think I could do
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not for
I don't
me.
want to see how long I could stretch it out either, but I tell you what, cheese.
I don't even know what's going on.
I just want to be a cheese scientist. That sounds
The
really
cheese
good,
scientist.
cheesy,
Do
doesn't
you
it?
trade in
Love that.
news anchor for cheese scientist?
No, I probably wouldn't want to do that. I'd have to think too much. Oh, that sounds like an insult to our profession. And that's not what I meant. And with that, we're out of time.
We invite you to join us at 6 on ABC 16.
Have a great